What's going on, everybody? Tombo FPV out here at AMOS RC again with Evolution drones. Today we're going to be taking out the CyberDrone again. This time we're going to be taking out with the prop upgrade. So I added the adapter bells to the stock DJI motors, and now we're going to be trying them out with the Gemfan. And I had some 5146s laying around, so I'm going to try these Gemfans and see how they work. I also have some HQ prop R38s. Might try those out depending on how many batteries I got left. But the goal today is just to see how it flies with these upgraded 5-inch props that are on here, and then see if it improves any of the flight characteristics. So far we've been flying it primarily with the stock FPV or the stock DJI propellers that comes with the drone itself. So if you're not familiar with this drone, this is essentially taking the DJI FPV drone and then transplanting the electronics into this new custom frame that I designed. I call it the CyberDrone. That's kind of what the community's kind of named it, based on the way it looks in the front. I have some modifications to the plates on the sides that I haven't shown just yet. That's really just to reduce the actual weight of the drone itself. But anyways, we're here to really just try out the drone and see how it flies with the prop upgrade. So we're going to be taking it up in the air relatively soon. I'll be switching over to the goggle view since I'm going to be needing my phone primarily to run the remote ID feature. So we'll be up in the air momentarily. Alrighty, we're just going to go ahead and get the everything set up with the drone. First, I'm going to plug it in here, get the connector in the back in there, go ahead and power it up. And we're gonna set this puppy out here. And all right, so let's see here. All right, so we're gonna be switching over to the goggles. All right, heading up with the DJI FPV drone. Motor started. Let's see if I can put it in sport mode. So start. All right. Those props sound pretty nice. Just doing some cruising around with sport mode right now with the new props. Maybe what I should do is just get a little bit closer, see if we can hear what the sound, what it sounds like. All right, I'm gonna walk up to the drone. All right. I wish I had another camera, but unfortunately, I have to use my phone. But yeah, sounds like everything definitely sounds a lot smoother. All right, we're gonna take it up and go into manual mode right now. And do a little freestyle flying, because that's the best way for me to really, there we go. All right, manual mode. Just kind of cruising around right now. So these are with the Gemfan 5146s. So if I punch it right now, it does kind of punch out, but I do feel like the stock DJI props might have a little bit more punch than these guys. However, they may be pretty efficient, so they sound pretty quiet. Well, maybe this thing, maybe the how quiet they sound doesn't really matter. I think what really matters is how well it flies. I think it flies a lot better. All right, we're down to 41% battery. I think maybe the batteries are not, my batteries are a little old. $29, $28, okay. All right, let's see if we can land it good. I wonder what happens if you unplug the actual uh, remote ID link. All right, I'm gonna go out to it. I wanna kind of land it on a slant. All right, we're good. So that was a pretty good flight. You know, I think overall, I think the biggest difference that I noticed, and I'm actually talking through the DJI FPV now with the mic. Maybe I'll switch over to the phone. All right, so another successful flight with the DJI FPV system, or the DJI FPV CyberDrone. So again, that was with the Gemfan 51 51466 props. So overall, the drone flew pretty well. I think it flew better. You know, it actually had better control with these props over the stock DJI props. So yes, it does fly better with the props, and then it makes it fly. It makes this drone fly better. So maybe this drone made it fly better, and then I added the prop, so it made it fly even better. But it felt like I was flying a regular drone. Is it a heavy drone? Yes, it's currently heavy. It's a pretty heavy drone. So let's flip it around. Yes, so it is a pretty heavy drone. So there's a couple of different things I'm going to be doing to this to reduce the weight of this drone. One of which will just be making holes in the carbon fiber. There's a couple of different plates that I can make holes to reduce the overall weight itself. I can also, as you can see, the props here, there's a lot of room in between the actual prop and the frame. So these are actually extended out a little bit further than the normal DJI FPV configuration. So I could actually move these in quite a bit, probably about a good maybe 1.5 to 2 inch there. And that'll make it so you know, you can use the 5-inch propeller with it, and then you can reduce weight from the actual arms themselves. Currently, you can actually use 6-inch props, but I don't think that's going to be beneficial with this unless you upgrade the ESC system and some other things electronically. Another thing I could do is also print these guys. These are printed in a TPU. So what can be done with these and all these little parts is they can be printed in a more lightweight material, like the nylon carbon fiber material I'm going to be using with this drone. So that would definitely reduce weight. This is also printed in TPU at the bottom, the belly plate section. So that would also reduce weight. So there's different things I could do to reduce weight on this drone. But anyways, guys, I mean, overall, it's taking the DJI FPV system, a system that had, you know, it's been retired almost. A lot of people still fly them today. And it's actually transplanting the electronics into this frame. So I don't know, that's just a project I've been working on. I was really interested in doing something like this because it makes it a lot easier. There's just 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. And these are actually, I have the press nuts in there, so it makes it even easier to just take an arm off and then replace it. So it makes it real simple. You crash your drone, makes it easy to fix the drone. That was the goal of this project. Anyways, guys, well, I really appreciate you watching the video today. I think I might do one more flight with it with the R38 props just to see how it flies, and then maybe you tell me at the end of the video if it flies better. But anyways, I really appreciate watching. If you guys haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. search for me on Instagram, Evolution Drones there. I think it's evolution.drones on Instagram, and then also the YouTube channel. And then I'm also pretty active there, so if you send me messages, I'm happy to respond. But let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next video.